What are you in the top 0.1 of in the world? I have exploded 3 times IED, old Soviet landmine, and a rocket strike on my gun truck. I don't think there's a lot of people who can say that who still possess all of their limbs. People diagnosed with clinically definite MS who have a disability score of 0. Most people diagnosed with MS have at least some disability. For many it's low, but not 0, because the medication reduces the effects of the illness. For some, the medication does very little and they can be profoundly disabled. I was diagnosed and started medication in 2008. Since then my disability score has been checked every 6 months by my neurologist and has always been exactly 0. I'm just one of the very lucky ones who responds very well to the medication. Discovered identical twin, separated at birth, raised in another country, me in our late 30s. I have incurable histamine intolerance. I have to be on a very restrictive diet. I am on all kinds of histamine blockers, and still get histamine reactions that make me have to check out of life for at least half a day with no notice. It is so rare, there is no actual treatment plan for it, so it's a try it and see approach. I am one of like 5-10 people that are on regular call for golf architectural history. That combined with my knowledge of how to build and evaluate golf architecture in the field probably puts me into the 0.1 foot. 0.1 of people in the world who replied to this thread. 1 minute bullet chess. And probably top 200 in the world over 50 years old. I am around 2,500 on Lightchess. Ween listeners on Spotify. I've met the same actor 3 times at 3 different points of my life despite not working in the film industry, so I gotta think I'm in the 0.1 of that occurrence. Edit, it was Leo DiCaprio. I used to be one of the best Tetris player for a short time. I had 7 wisdom teeth and all were taken out at one time. Jury foremanship. I've served on 3 criminal trial juries and was the foreman on all 3. We even reached a verdict on all 3 cases. Guilty 20 years in prison, attempted murder not guilty, rape guilty, first-degree murder, along with other charges. 30 years minimum, not yet sentenced. I'm one of 2 people in the international, multi-billion-dollar company I work for that are able to run a specific script. I'm the only person in the company that can run it for non-Canadian-based accounts. If my laptop dies or I leave, the tool developers have to find a new way to do what I do, or it has potential to result in many millions in audit penalties. I'm the 0.0002 in that aspect. I'm in the top 0.17 of the world's population just for having natural red hair with blue eyes, if that counts. I qualify for height, but I'd say radio contest wins. I've won thousands of dollars in radio prizes. Anywhere from concert tickets worth hundreds of dollars to free beer. I used to be the youngest person alive. I got into a Helldivers 2 server within the first 10 minutes of trying. I was the top 0.1 percentile for math in my country back when I was in school. Not world, sadly. Before I was married and changed my last name, I was literally the only person in the world with my name. I can speak backwards. Say a sentence and I will say it backwards immediately. If you record me and play it back in reverse, you can hear your original sentence pretty well. League of Legends play time. I'm not even good at it. Getting pregnant on birth control. 2 times 2 different pills. Having encounters with different kinds of rare marine life as a diver. Mario Party Superstars. It sold 12.31 million copies. When I play online I usually win most of the minigames, so I think I'm comfortably better than the average player. Given the global population of 8 billion, I only have to be a slightly above average Mario Party Superstars player to be in the top 0.1 of the world. Some people who don't own the game are better than me, but probably not very many. Fun answer. Bo Burnham's listeners on Spotify. 0.05 Neat answer. Height. I'm a very tall woman, 6 Losing people due to death. I'm 44 years old, and I tried to make a list of all the people I've lost about 4 years ago when my 2-month-old nephew passed away. I wrote down 168 people before I stopped making the list because it was making me so sad, and I still occasionally remember people I didn't add to it. Just typing this makes me weep. The amount of data I crunched for the SETI at Home project. 5 quintillion floating point operations. Sadly, no evidence of a signal from intelligence from space. I was in the top 99.97. I've spent more time climbing trees than 99.9% of humans. I'm an arborist and tree trimmer who has been climbing since 1981 and plan to retire in 3 years or so. Everyone else who was doing it when I started is either retired or has younger people do all the climbing, but I refuse to let the kids have all the fun. Procrastinating. Math, specifically fast mental math. I have gotten 2nd and 5th out of over 10,000 people. Number of books read. I am 37 and have read 7,240 since 2001. 2766 of those are picture books though. I am in the top 30 for my home country on Goodreads. Since I am a professional librarian with few social skills, this makes sense. Well, I'm Canadian 0.48, left-handed 10, and O blood type 3, which would be 0.001 for 4 of people worldwide. I'm top 75 in the world at Guitar Hero. We have an online ranking system for scores now, and I always finish at least in the top 150 foot. Guys who have been with your mom. Speaking 5 languages, I believe that's 0.1, but maybe not. Running distance per week for Garmin users. Smallest penis. Rare medical issues. I'm a 45-year-old with 2 rare chronic illnesses that usually affect children or patients in their 70s. I recently had surgery to remove ovaries and endo. My endotype was so rare the obgyn had never seen it before. It presented as concrete-type structure inside my ureter. Usually it looks woody on the outside of organs. My blood type is most common in South Asia and Africa. I'm a white American. Basically, I have to ask what are the rarest effects, because I have always had the rare side effects for illness, procedures, etc. Geez, I would have to add about 10 events in my life that would then maybe qualify me into the 0.1 bracket. Like I survived 2 motorcycle accidents, 2 car wrecks, fell down a dried-out waterfall, got rescued just in time when I fell into quicksand, missed a plane flight that then crashed and everyone on was killed, fought a guy with a knife and won the fight, got chased by an African elephant and managed to survive, served as a platoon medic in an operational arena, and drove my car at 275 km/h on a national highway. I have 9-year-old triplets. Most times crying while touching myself. Being an incredible friend. I can type 180 WPM 99. Accuracy 170-100 accuracy at least I used to when I actually was the ultimate computer nerd. I'm sure I could still hit 155 to 160 even now though. Haven't seen anyone who could type faster even online. I have an oldest FB post from hitting like 175.99. On typing test think I was ranked 1 out of 1.2 mil. I can't remember if people end up reading this, I'll end up linking it for proof lol. Saved a kitten with CPR. Listener on Spotify. I'm over 120k minute every year, and on 2020 I almost break the 200k, it was about 183k, but I don't have the pick no more. I listen music on every second I can every day. 0.17, but I have red hair and blue eyes. Mix that in with the fact that I have blonde eyebrows, and I'm sure that's less than 0.1. Deadlifting. Not photographic memory, but almost perfect total recall from things that happened even 30-50 years ago. I have hyperthymesia,